ProBuilt Systems, solving problems with power.
All right, I'd like to welcome you guys to Power on Tech Show. We're going to disregard that non-existent audio lackless thing that just happened. So, today we're going to be talking about consoles, the estate of consoles. Consoles individually, how they pertain to themselves and their ecosystems, and how they pertain to the market and each other. And then to some degree we'll be talking about consoles and PCs, but not like in a versus mentality.
Yeah, it's not going to be a cage match. So,
Right.
yeah.
Basically, because if you are a gamer, then you want a game on every platform that does it well. This isn't like adversarial. We want the best ways to play the games that we enjoy to play. So, and you had a part here.
Yeah, well, I'm primarily a PC gamer. I have played consoles in the past. I owned a 360 for a while, and I had the original PS3, GameCube, stuff like that. There's certain things, like specifically in the last generation, that were, I mean, there were good experiences, good games, games you couldn't play on PC, and so if you wanted that game experience, you had to have a console. And the big one for me is UFC games. So I'm a big UFC fan. Really like the game series. I've played all of them, including the one EA just put out. Well, it's not just put out, like a year and a half ago, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to play that game, and I did, I had to play it on console. So I did. Played it on the PS4.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I mean, and it's fortunate. You have access to a lot of consoles around the house here. Basically, what we do is we have consoles at different TVs for set-top boxes or media stations and things of that nature. So, downstairs we have an Xbox 360 and a Wii. Upstairs in our bedroom we have a PS4, and then in my man cave I have the Xbox One, which is what I've been playing Destiny on. So that's why I basically have that one to myself. But basically, everybody just goes around and uses whatever they need to use, and that's that. That's like. Excuse me, the ideal ecosystem for having those type of consoles. You put the Wii U in the living room where it's most likely to get played, or you got the room to bash people around with it, you know.
Yeah. The Wii U is not something you play like in a tight confined space, at least.
Lying in bed, well, because I was almost going to put it in my bedroom just for a media box.
Okay.
Because it's got one of the best Netflix apps, which is crazy to think of.
Yeah, I heard about that.
But it was weird because it crashed 5 times before I can get it running. And I was like, this is going to suck, man. Then I get it running, and I'm like, holy shit, this is more responsive than the web one. And everything I want is here. What?
Well, I mean, Nintendo, if they're banking on family
Yeah.
stuff, then I mean, why not have a great Netflix app? I guess so. But yeah, I mean, Media Center is a good. It's a good application for consoles. I mean, it's nice that they double up on that.
Right. And it was kind of a thing that the functions came mostly from the original Xbox, which a lot of people didn't realize that there was a lot of different stuff that the original Xbox can do.
Yeah.
There was, if you had a Windows-based computer in the house, you could download, it was called Windows Media Center Extender.
Yeah, I did that with my sister's 360.
Right. So on the original Xbox, you downloaded that. You could also get, it was like $29. You can get an Xbox Media Center remote control.
Yeah.
And I mean, that thing was sweet. You could stream from any computer in the network that had all the protocols set up. So you had an Xbox to your TV, and boom, we were just streaming from our computers in the bedrooms. And I mean, this is during the first few months of the Xbox. The old one.
Yeah, but I mean, then people started hacking away at it.
Oh, absolutely.
And that was the birth of, XBMC.
Yeah.
A whole, Linux distro that, is still being used today as a great media manager and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
and I had one of the hacked Xboxes with the chips and everything, and that thing was just great, man.
Yeah. I mean, you just throw, a 500 gig hard drive in there, and then you have, a lot of video, a lot of, games.
Yeah,
devices. emulation, all kinds of stuff.
At the time that I had that, I didn't even have a computer. So to get games, you could borrow your friend's games,
Yeah,
and you could
download them onto
rip
the
them
hard
to the
drive.
console,
Right.
or you can go to Blockbuster,
Oh yeah, yeah,
take that game, come back in 25 minutes,
right.
be like, yeah, it wouldn't boot. Can I get a different game? And all they would do is resurface it. Back in those days, they used to do this. They used to put this goop on the discs and then run a fucking sponge thing over it and just call it resurfacing. They
Oh.
just like scratch the scratches off.
Yeah,
That's
I remember the disc looking thing. That yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
you cranked it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Physical media.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, even consoles now are getting away from physical media. You know, it's a lot of like eShop this or like PlayStation Network
Well,
that, Xbox for game, Xbox
those are
games.
those are some really important topics for today. The Wii's version of the eShop, it is clunky. It's not very informational. Like when you buy a download, the download is showed to you the progress by a little box,
Okay.
and little charms come along on a rail,
Okay.
and then they stop above the box and they drop into the box.
Okay.
So much extra shit. But the problem that I have with it is that it's not fully representative. It doesn't give you an amount of time. It doesn't give you the speed at which you're actually doing anything. It might as well just be just a word saying downloading. Because if it's going slow, I don't know that it's going slow to try and fix that.
So the charms have no impact whatsoever. They don't go slower or faster or anything.
No. Like the charms go at a static rate,
Okay.
but they try and trick you into thinking that they don't, because sometimes they'll go and sometimes two sets will go. Like it's just this weird system. But so
Well, I mean, I guess if they're if they're marketing low, you know, it
Right.
doesn't really matter.
well, I mean,
guess.
the price on those games is still $40.
Okay.
So
I mean, like kids back in,
that's for a DS game.
okay. Game Boy games used to cost $60.
I remember.
NES games used to cost $60.
Yeah. But the problem that I have with the Wii and in moving to digital media on the Wii, I think with the Wii I'm going to continue to buy discs,
Okay.
because from one Wii to the other, you can't do it. You can't. If we have two Wiis in the house at some point,
Okay. So like if Adam came over or something like that, someone brings
well, I
a
mean,
Wii
even
U.
if like the Wii gets really big or we get kids or something, and our kids have a Wii, but they want to play one of our games that we bought, you can't.
Yeah.
You have to take that Wii, unplug it, plug it in downstairs, and set it up. You can't share any games that you've bought on your Wii.
Mm-hmm.
They go to the Wii itself, not to your account, which is weird that Nintendo has done that differently than the PlayStation and the Xbox.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully by the time you guys never having kids will they would have fixed that. You know, they'll be on Wii, whatever, like we're on U now, so it'd be like W, X, Y. It'd be like Wii Y. And I think they would have had it figured out at that point. So, but I mean, maybe digital media may not exist at all. I'd be perfectly fine if everything was just like flash media based, kind of like DS games are. I mean, that's physical media, but it's not like a disc. Like,
Yeah. There's
no reason for a Blu-ray disc to be your physical media.
Right. Like, I'd always thought an interesting thing to do would be like thumb drives. If your thing was a thumb drive, because you can have it. If you don't have internet, you can have it. You could download it. You could buy it. You can also use that to copy it to your system and install it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess the handheld consoles have more been into that. Like, the PS Vita was using, like memory stick duos or something like that.
We'll get to you in a second.
And then, I guess DS has been using like they're like backwards pinned SD cards.
Yeah.
So that is more of a that is more appealing to me as far as physical media goes.
Yeah.
Because a disc is a disc. A disc gets scratched. A disc gets messed up. A disc gets trampled on. Like an SD card's not going to have a problem ever.
Right. Also, it has a much higher transfer rate and a non-mechanical transfer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, why have a spinning disc in your system? That's a lot of size. First of all, like you have to put a whole disc drive in a
Energy,
console.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I agree with you totally.
I mean,
So-
they're on pretty old hardware as far as like, hey, let's put a Blu-ray drive and a spinning mechanical hard drive in this console here. It'll be great, right? It won't be loud or hot
Yeah. So,
or big.
Lobo has asked, "What do we think emulators have impacted the? How do we think emulators have impacted the console market?"
Well, I mean,
There's two sides because we'll start off. I would want to start off with the PlayStation 3.
okay,
So the PlayStation 3 originally had a full hardware-based PlayStation 2 in it, which allowed it to play PlayStation 2 games.
right,
Then they kept pulling parts out to make it cheaper and cheaper, and eventually you ended up with it ran an emulator for PlayStation 2 games, but
Right.
only ones that could support the specific
yeah,
architecture and the ones that they felt were important enough to validate.
and like
putting
one of the like last versions, like the PlayStation 3 Slim or whatever, didn't have any support at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
That was the cheap one. Just play PlayStation 3 games.
Yeah.
Get out the door.
But so yeah, I mean that was nice that the PlayStation 3 offered that,
Right.
and then the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One don't offer
Right.
like backwards compatibility really,
No.
except through like PlayStation Network and Xbox Live.
Like download,
you can
load,
download and buy.
revamped
Yeah.
games. Like ports.
Yeah,
They're essentially ports.
essentially.
So, but then you have the Wii and Wii U and the DS, like all the Wii infrastructure. They also support emulators, and they basically take older games from similar and same consoles and allow you to rebuy those as digital purchases and
Yep.
play those in that regard, which is nice.
So, but if you just have an emulator, like an emulator can only be so powerful. I think
Right.
I know we can emulate N64 stuff. I know we can emulate like
SNES.
Sega Saturn stuff. I don't know how you can emulate PlayStation 1 stuff, but like if you're trying to emulate PlayStation 2 or higher, like it becomes too much. Like there's
Right.
not anyone really putting in that amount of work to get some of those games running.
Right.
And a lot of the PlayStation 2 or Xbox titles either were available for PC or are becoming available for PC. You know, if you want to play Final Fantasy VII, that was a PC release. You know, 8 has now come out, and 9, and then 10 X2 or whatever, and then
Yeah.
like Kingdom Hearts is on PC. You know, there's lots of different. Like they realize that there's a market for that, and the emulators aren't necessarily filling that market, so they're able to sell it to you for like
Yeah, he's
you know,
saying
10,
that
15
emulators.
bucks.
He's talking about Lobo. Lobo's talking about the emulators have gotten as far as PS2 and Wii, as far as computer emulators.
Right.
But
right.
hardware is increased on the back end too, so that makes it a little more feasible with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, we couldn't emulate N64,
No. Yeah. I mean, but you could emulate,
NES, and
NES.
SNES.
Yeah.
Those are the two.
and Genesis if you wanted to.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was. I mean, I know you probably could, but no one. There wasn't a lot of games.
Yeah.
Like, I had a Genesis, so I didn't need to emulate it.
Right.
So, if you're talking about how PC emulators have impacted the market, not very much. Because you have to imagine that the people who are emulating games on PC, most of the time, do not own the console. Otherwise, they would have done something to get the game on their console. I mean, these are usually
Or
like,
they don't care.
yeah, these are usually enthusiasts. Like
Yeah.
people think that piracy and emulation and stuff affects their profit line,
But
so
usually
much more than it actually
Yeah,
does.
usually they're non-customers.
right.
Yeah.
That's
And-
the point to make.
No one's making money off of a Super Nintendo cartridge or an N64 cartridge right now, except for eBay sellers.
Yeah,
Or maybe someone, if you're lucky, at a flea market or a
right.
a garage sale or something like that.
So that'd be as far as the negative connotations are concerned. The positive ones is we've gotten things that started off as emulations, like the Mario Builder, and then Nintendo acquired that and is now releasing that as an actual game. That was a thing someone made.
Okay.
I think it's in the Mario 3 engine. Not 100% on that. So, I mean, there you go for emulators. So, they've contributed.
Yeah. If anything, I think they've helped like spur along some of these like HD remix kind of deals.
Yeah.
And so you can get older games like on whatever platform you're on, you know, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, or Wii U, or PC, where you can get older titles because they're popular enough through emulation or just nostalgia itself.
Right.
And they want a full release because they would like for people to keep playing it and would like to make more money off of it. So.
Yeah. Except for goddamn Psychonauts. It took them so long to get Psychonauts back up on any medium. The digital version of Psychonauts, people asked for that thing for like 7 years.
I didn't play Psychonauts, so
It was okay. I didn't think it was that great, but people go rampant over that one. And Beyond Good and Evil, that's another one that people go rampant over.
okay.
That game was okay. But I don't have the same taste in games that make people fucking go crazy.
Yeah. I'm sure there's still people playing Chrono Trigger right now. So.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean consoles have their place. I don't know how long necessarily this generation of consoles is going to last. The last generation of console lasted a long time. Like the original Xbox 360 came out in 2005? I think is when it came out. 2005 or 2006, one of those two.
I think it was it November 2006?
It was a long time. Like
I have a computer I could just look it up on.
yeah. So the last generation of consoles had a huge like lifespan. So release date is probably what you want.
Yeah, just keep talking.
And they were impressive machines at the time. Sony was selling PS3s at a loss.
November 22nd, 2005. November 22nd is the day that all their consoles come out.
Okay. So it came out 2005, and then the Xbox One came out in 2013, right?
Yes.
So that's 8 years of lifespan for the Xbox 360. Now, they did make tiny hardware upgrades later
I mean,
in the lifespan, but they didn't change the games really.
Right.
So
I've been constantly, halfway through the generation, I was like, this generation needs to be over. The hardware we have now to stick into a console
yeah.
would, oh my god, if the generation had ended earlier, we'd have better consoles now. But the problem is, when these consoles were built, the APUs were just like, they were a huge thing on the market, and they were a cost-effective means of trying to like accomplish this. Mm-hmm. So, because honestly,
you're talking about the Jaguar cores that we have currently?
Yeah.
Okay.
If we'd had consoles before those chips came out, we'd have better consoles.
Think so?
Yeah.
So you think that they? I mean, here's the thing: if they wanted to decrease the footprint of the consoles, they would have gotten rid of the disk drives and the spinning disk drives. They would have made everything flash media based.
Right. But it's not so much the footprint that I'm talking about.
Well,
I'm talking
because
about the hardware.
that does make the footprint smaller. That's why you go to
Right.
single chips. It's like, well, it's less heat, and we had a lot of heat problems last time. It's like it's smaller footprint. We can make the Xbox One, half media center, half, game console, and still make it, a decent size. And we can make the PS4 tiny.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully
I
next
just think that
generation, we see fucking thumb drives, SD cards,
Yeah,
a functional, reusable, better form of media.
Right.
Because just think of the implication of taking the drives out.
yeah,
You have less failures, higher read writes, better transfer speeds,
yeah.
less heat, less moving parts.
Right. Well, I mean, although Like right now, the consoles are designed to run best with that hard drive in it. Like people have swapped them out, put SSDs and all kinds of stuff in there. Doesn't improve the performance at all.
Right, but they weren't designed for it. We're talking
Right.
about a console that was designed for
Yeah,
SSD.
yeah.
So
I don't know. I just don't know how long this generation of consoles is going to last. It's definitely not going to be 8 years.
no, there's
They,
no
they,
way.
they can't stretch it out that long.
No.
Just because the way technology moves.
And we're in a technology boom compared to like 2005 too.
Yeah, I guess.
Like we're doing a little bit better.
It's nice that the consoles are going to have the ability to use DirectX 12.
But the reason that I say we're in a technology boom is because we're just about to abandon silicone to go for a more compact processing mechanism, and that means that all the chips. So in the next 5 or so years,
Yeah.
we're going to start to see chips that are going to be so drastically different than the architectures we have now.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen soon. Like, there's still a couple of manufacturing processes we still have to work on.
Right.
This is super technical stuff. If you don't know what a manufacturing process is, it's how small the size of the individual transistors basically are. So a CPU, GPU, whatever is just is a chip, and it's just a bunch of transistors that work in a specific way. And right now we're building them at like 22 or 16 nanometers. So very, very small, nano, like super, super tiny. But we can go down, I think, to like, I know we can at least get to 12. Everything we're building right now, I believe, is 22. Some like flash chips and memory stuff like that has gotten down to 16. But I know we can go to 12. I don't know if we can go any lower than that. I can't remember where silicon shuts off. But I mean, 5 years maybe, but like it hasn't decreased rapidly enough for for that to happen.
Yeah, not yet, but that's where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I wish that we were sponsored by a soda company. This is just my drink.
Well, I got Seagram, so that's Dr. Pepper 7-Up. We got to get on the same plan here. You got Coca-Cola over there, so we got two competing brands.
No, these are those.
Oh, not Seagram's. It's Canada Dry, but this is definitely Dr. Pepper 7-Up.
No, they came with this. I got them in the same bundle deal.
Dr. Pepper 7-Up.
Got them in the same bundle deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the Wii U, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with its the eShop the eShop functionality, where if you buy a game, that's your game. They don't do the PlayStation. Here you go. So that's a little annoying in the Wii ecosystem. But honestly, I've been having a lot of problems in the Wii ecosystem in general, trying to get any email responses from the Nintendo servers to like verify accounts, to make purchases, to add funds. Like everything takes way longer in the Wii ecosystem than it does in any other console ecosystem. And you would think, since that's the console for simplicity, that stuff would work easily. But
I mean, maybe the simplicity is just you put a disc in and you go.
yeah, I mean,
Like,
that's so where I am now is I'm staying with physical media exclusively on the Wii, and then digital media on the Xbox and the PS4.
yeah. So you got that Destiny disc.
On the PS4. That was
Yeah.
before, because I digitally bought Destiny. I have Destiny on the PS4 and the Xbox. I have two sets of friends who wanted to play it. So
Yeah.
I also own stupid zombie game on both too.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. But I only own the one. I do own physical media for consoles, and I guess I don't really use an account enough for it to matter for me. So, like, I have an Xbox Live account. It's not active. It hasn't been active in a couple of years.
yeah,
And I have a PlayStation Network account from a while back. But, I don't use either of them, so having digital downloads for me doesn't make any sense.
Right.
You know, my library of games takes up about 2-3 slots on a bookshelf. So I guess it's just whatever it's however it matters to you. Would you rather have it on your hard drive or on the cloud? Or
Well, I mean, the thing is, even if you buy the physical media, a lot of the content downloads to the console anyways.
yeah, that's true.
So at that point, you're just like, why the fuck am I doing this? I got to put it in, and then I can't launch it once. So even if it downloads the whole thing, I can't launch it without the disc. Still need the disc. So,
Well, I mean, you've got your mechanical spinning hard drive, so I guess you need to keep the disc for just in case that thing craps out.
yeah. Game redundancy.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot them into the chat there.
Just as you speak.
Well, the thing with the Wii is their infrastructure is still in its infancy.
Well, read out the question. So,
Do you think the reason that you can't share games on the Wii U is the same reason Steam doesn't do what?
right. Steam does do game
Yeah,
sharing.
Steam does do game sharing. So Steam does a few really cool ways to share games.
Yeah.
Like, you can do... I'll get into the Steam thing in a minute. But, so, as far as the Wii is concerned, the Wii is still in its infancy as far as its platform is concerned. Because it wasn't until recently, respectfully recently,
Yeah.
that the Wii had acceptable online store, interactions. Like, if you guys remembered, they built their entire infrastructure off of stuff like Spot Pass. Like, you know what that is? It's when two DSs go next to each other and you get downloadable content from them.
Oh. Well, no, I mean, I remember the original Wii, the really light console. That they had a very, very fledgling, like, online community. Like, when Mii's were just launched. And,
Yeah.
like, they had a little bit of stuff going on, a few apps here or there, a couple,
Yeah.
you could download a few games, but it's just like, it wasn't a great, robust, system.
Right.
And they didn't, they don't have the kind of background in that kind of stuff like Sony and Microsoft did. Like, Nintendo isn't a giant, like,
Software.
software or technologies developer. They're strictly games.
Yeah.
They don't.
So if you wonder
Make anything like
why the other guys' store infrastructures have progressed so much faster, it's because it's not Nintendo's specialty, and obviously they do all that shit in house because they're
Yeah.
weird like that.
Yeah, I bet they make great playing cards though. So way better than Sony or Microsoft. So
They do make amiibos. So, and then I also had a question for you guys. What do you guys think of amiibos and Skylanders and Disney Infinity and things like that? Do you guys think that that brings more to the console or takes stuff away?
it's a good thing to ponder, really.
Also, I'm going to grab a gift card for those of you who are staying here. Explain to them that they're going to be able to choose Riot Points or Steam. Grab it.
Oh, okay. Well, the way it works is, we've got this tech show, and it's fairly new. To drive a little bit of extra traffic to it, we've got Steam gift cards and Riot Points, so League of Legends Riot Points cards. And then we're going to give those away in a few random days, so you just gotta watch and then be here for the giveaway, so we've got $10 Riot cards, and we've got $20 Steam cards.
So,
We've got a Mega Man, apparently.
yeah, we do. There's that. And I think there's some other stuff too. I don't need to see all of it. So, all right. So basically, this is a Monday show. So we're gonna be announcing that we're gonna be doing a lot of giveaways this week and throughout the rest of the month of April. So at the end of the stream today, we're going to be giving you guys either a Steam gift card or a League of Legends card. The person who wins gets to choose which one they get. So that's incentive just to stay close.
Yeah.
And then this is just some other stuff we're going to be giving away. We have a few mice to give away, Mega Man Amiibo, and a headset. I think we have some other stuff to give away too. So be excited. So we left off talking about the Wii. I will say that the media experience in the PlayStation is actually pretty pleasant.
Okay.
I'm pretty impressed across the board with both platforms, but to consider that the Xbox was supposed to be the media platform this generation.
Yeah, I mean having the HDMI in kind of made it better suited for media.
Right. But you got to use that.
Having the ability to connect it to a cable box was also nice.
We're doing good, thank you.
I mean, you don't have much use for either of those in your setup.
Correct.
But that it is a nice thing to have.
Absolutely, and I would like to use it in a situation where I could. So eventually, I'll get cable back. I just have no use for it at the moment. Like you can download and watch and stream, and But there's a few interesting things I like about the PlayStation 4. That they kept the camera from the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And you can plug it into the PlayStation 4. And that's how I log in. Like, I come into the bedroom, and I turn the PlayStation on. It sees me with a controller, and it just logs me in. It works pretty well. You can do the same thing with the Xbox, but it's a little less convenient on the Xbox.
Okay.
So. But. Yeah, I'm going to add with giveaways to our...
It's not going to show up at the very end, so it's almost not worth it.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine. If you guys are just joining us, we're going to be giving away a Steam or League of Legends gift card at the end of the stream, your choice, and then we're also going to be giving away stuff all week this week and throughout the rest of April, as this is the birth month of Pro Build Systems and myself included. So we were all born here. My favorite game system at this time... That's tough. It'd be between the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox.
Yeah, if PC is not a valid choice in this console talk.
Well,
then,
yeah, I mean, I love my PC, but I haven't really been playing games on it lately.
If I had to pick my favorite console, I'd probably go with PS4.
That's because it has a game on it you like.
Yeah. I don't know. The Wii U's a close second though. Like just because it's such a fun like party game system, and I feel that's where a lot of like I don't care so much about playing like high end crazy titles on consoles
Like Dark Souls.
Right. Like I don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't play high end crazy games most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
Like the highest end craziest game I've played recently is
Shadows of Mordor.
Right. And I prefer like just having fun games to
A group
play with
experience.
people.
Yeah,
Right.
like he's gone to such an extent where he's turned his computer into a console with
Mm-hmm.
2 to 4 players on one computer.
Yeah.
Like split screen co-op games. Like he's built an entire special setup for that.
Yeah.
So
So I mean the Wii U really like
yeah, I mean,
gets
I
me for that.
really do like
You know?
the Wii U for that type of stuff.
Mario Party, Mario Kart, you know.
And the new Mario Party is really fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Unless you play as Bowser against 3 people who suck, and then they get really upset at you, and one of them cries.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was so overpowered. You get the tablet.
Yeah.
And you basically get dice. You roll the dice, and you just run up on him and murk him. Like you could take him down to 0 hearts in one match.
Nice.
It's rough, dude.
Yeah. So, yeah, favorite console of right now. Pretty close between PS4 just because I play games on it and the Wii U because I enjoy the experience so much.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd probably give the edge to the Wii U just because it's more fun.
Yeah.
So
Like some of my favorite game memories, like playing at EverQuest, some of my top game memories. But then right up there with that was Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I used to have parties at my house every week where we had 2 TVs, one with Guitar Hero, one with Rock Band, and everyone was just fucking jamming out. We'd be playing Magic, like D&D, and like it was all the nerdiest shit you could possibly imagine. But those are some of my favorite gaming memories, and those games are they're not much. You know?
no, yeah, no, I played a lot of Guitar Hero and Rock Band
Speaking of which,
back in the day, and they're making new ones, which is
that's
gonna be
what
nice.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
They're releasing a new Rock Band, I believe. Rock
think
Band
they're
was
doing-
confirmed. Guitar Hero is rumored.
okay. I thought they were gonna do both.
I thought they were too. So
Who owns Rock Band? Is that well, Guitar Hero is owned by Activision, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see if Activision does it. I can't remember who owns Rock Band though.
yeah, I can't remember either. That's easy enough to find out. But
Yeah.
as far as my favorite console, I think I'd have to go with the Xbox. But it could just be like they're both pretty equal consoles. Actually, I will say the Xbox, and I'll tell you why. Because the Kinect, like piece of hardware, is an astounding piece of technology, and I really, really like it. The games for it suck.
What, you didn't like Rise of Rome, dude?
I didn't play that with Kinect. But, I mean, to see what it can do, and then to see what Microsoft has done with it since the Xbox, that's probably my favorite piece of technology that gaming has revolutionized, is the Kinect.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, the dual camera stuff has done a lot of like good as far as technology has gone.
absolutely, I mean, you got the HoloLens specifically from Microsoft uses the same technology that they made in the Kinect on the Xbox One.
It uses. I mean, it doesn't exist yet.
There's working models.
I've only seen renders of anything ever.
Oh no, I saw like an article from a dude who got to use the thing,
Okay.
and he was like, either Microsoft figured out how to make the perfect demo, or this thing's fucking real. And you could lean on the perfect demo side, but Microsoft does not make perfect demos. I don't know if you remember like E3 when they were doing Project Spark.
No, I don't remember.
They were like, dude, it was so bad, and it's all crashy, and the acting's bad. Like, they don't do anything perfect. Thank you, Liz, for joining us.
Oh man, Liz.
Called her out.
Oh no, not Liz.
All right, guys, so we are going to wrap it up. If you would like to enter to win a Steam gift card or a Riot gift card, go ahead and type into the chat. What do we have in type?
Probably Kappa.
Kappa?
Yeah.
Kappa,
That's
and then...
That's a capital K-A-P-P-A.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lobo's already got a Kappa or 3.
Yeah, but just Kappa by itself.
All right, so if you guys would like to
No Keepos.
enter to win a gift card
Yeah.
right now, type a Kappa into chat. We will randomly select one of you, and then you will get to pick whether you want a Steam gift card or a Riot Point gift card.
Yeah, we'll send you a Twitch message, and then you can just respond to that. That'll work.
Liz wants it. Yep. Other guys. For those of you just joining us, if you'd like to enter to win a Steam gift card or a Riot Points gift card, put a Kappa in the chat. We'll randomly select one of you to win.
Kappa. And then
A Kappa face.
yeah,
Yeah, just like that.
just like that, Lobo. Just a Kappa. Just no Keepos. Don't need any Keepos. Just Kappas.
Everyone is free to win. It's a digital card, so no shipping, no nothing. You'll get it here
Yes,
in just a few minutes.
code. Oh man.
Really, you guys, there's 7 of you guys here. You guys don't want a free gift cards here?
Well, maybe if they're on mobile, they're working on it. So
That's true. We're watching it on mobile.
Yeah. You gotta wait for their.
You could just say Kappa if you can't get it.
No, if you type it, it just comes out. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about consoles before we wrap it up, Joe?
No, I think that's pretty much good for today. Make sure you guys tune in for tomorrow's show. We will be doing giveaways on this show all week and on the ProBuild Systems channel. So stay tuned later today. We're going to announce a mouse giveaway, which is going to be this mouse here, the Logitech G300S.
ProBuild Systems channel on YouTube. YouTube is linked down in our kind of information below us. Make sure to hang out there too. So.
All right. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button. If you're on Twitch, hit the follow button. And as always, I'd like to thank you for solving problems with power.